while doing a reading for you. Should I try and recreate that reading? Let's see, do I have tinctures? I thought I did. Did I lose them? Must make sure I have my tinctures. One moment, kids. Tinctures are very important. Oh, they're there. These are even more important to me because they were gifted to me. When I spent my year in solitude, my 6 months without speaking, the person who was in the place before gave me these. So these actually can't be replaced. And the woman who gave it to me was quite a complex woman herself. Oops, did I just fold them back? I did. Cancer. Let's see if I can bring back the cards from the previous reading that I got interrupted with. Let's see. All right. So I don't recall these cards. I don't think any of these cards are part of it. The main one was Temperance. Temperance had I don't recall what the first one was. I know there was Emperor, Hangman. I think it was Four of Swords. And I don't quite recall this Nine of Swords being here. But Cancer, I'm going to finish doing this one. And then if there's time or if I have energy, I'll do a fresh one. But I'm curious. I'm curious what this message was. What I was saying about this person is that there's a person who has been thinking quite a lot. Someone who's been planning out their next course of action is rather open-minded to what it is that they're looking for. Four of Swords being clarified by Six of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and Seven of Wands. There was something I was going to say about this card right before I got interrupted about this energy. Not someone who overthinks, not a stickler. Someone who is idealistic. I think that was it, Cancer. Someone who's trying to stick true to their beliefs. Someone who is a romantic. They do have romantic energy, almost in the same way of not quite a gothic energy, but a little bit more more earlier, think courtly, perhaps, knightly. You know, that whole era of Chaucer and Romance of the Rose type of energy when they first started forming epics in love. A romantic in that sense. Someone who it feels like has gone through some disappointments, Cancer, but they still have this idea of what love looks like. Still have an idea, or still believe that they could go out and find that. But this is like a very romantic soul. I'm not going to say a pure soul. Temperance, Emperor, and Hangman doesn't really strike me as particularly pure. Someone who is very determined in what they want, determined in their ideas, hard to budge in their ideas, is open-minded, but open-minded up to a certain extent. But this Four of Swords is someone who is a romantic. A romantic in the classic sense. Maybe Cancer in this energy too, with Temperance, Four of Swords, and Hangman. Maybe this is someone who expects love to have sacrificial elements. Would this person sacrifice for you? Would they sacrifice for you with Emperor and Hangman? Would they expect perhaps the other party to sacrifice for them? I think that's a deeper question. But this person, when I say romantic notions or the romantic, I do mean in that sort of classic literature type of way where, you know, the heroine, something unfortunate happens to the heroine and the man goes on and, you know, lives well. Lives well with a hole in their heart, but they still continue. Having experienced what pure love is. I don't know, something about that. So the Emperor. Oh, I see people are writing. Well, hello. I can't quite see because it's so bright. It's so bright. Hello, Raymond. If you want to buy a gift, you can. I don't know what I just did just now. I did something. Must have been a new feature. Is that what I did? No. No. Okay. I have no idea what I've been doing here. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. Okay, I lost my video somehow. How did I do that? I have a green screen. I have retouch on, retouch off. Nothing? Maybe done, maybe flip. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I could barely see this, but I see hello, Venus. I'm not going to attempt to go and say that last name. Hello, Sachin. Hello, Dillis. If you want me to read your future, I need a donation. Hello, Lynette and Raymond. If you'd like to buy a gift, you can. Just send it through Cash App, Raymond, and we can take a look. Until then, I'll continue to go and pull for this hangman energy, not hangman energy, this temperance energy with really strong fire. It's strong fire. Maybe I can barely see the questions because it's so bright. I can barely see them. Can I tell my own future? I can tell some things that are happening. Some things are a bit too sensitive for me to look into. I don't want to. But yes, I can. Sometimes I get messages that I don't want. Sometimes I get things that come up that aren't what I asked for. But they're things that I need to be aware of. That's actually what's informed the series that I do of Who's Watching You. Because who's watching you is so broad and could be anything. So Emperor. Emperor, I have three of Pentacles. High Priestess. Basically, Cancer, someone's coming to go and see how far can they work with you. You're an X factor, which they're not sure how things will progress, but they're going to try. And Hangman. Let's see, Hanged Man. Cancer, the energy of somebody who thinks they're spurned. Did you turn anyone down, Cancer? This person thinks you spurned them. Well, it's quite easy to go and turn someone down, Cancer, if they have ideas that you don't share, right? I don't know about the energy of this, Cancer, because I did get interrupted. But what I can tell quite strongly, I have someone who knows you. I'm not quite sure how you view this person, Cancer. Luckily for you, I'm pulling again. But I was just curious. Hangman clarified by an 8 of Swords, King of Swords, 9 of Wands. Cancer has somebody here who thinks they were spurned. They think they were turned down. They probably were, Cancer. Something about them just didn't... did they act correctly? Did they perhaps act in an unbalanced way? Perhaps them being by your side is a mismatch to begin with, Cancer. So why do I have this person here in a love reading? I don't know. Luckily for you, we'll do this one more time. But I have somebody here who's been waiting for you to approach them, you to notice them. I have a male energy sitting in extremely passive, feminine energy. A male energy who's receptive and passive, and wanting you to go, wanting a Cancerian of all things, to go and I don't know, declare themselves to them. Cancer, this energy is weird. This person's going to come again for a reconciliation, see if perhaps you'd be more amendable this time around. However, Cancer, I'm not really feeling any great vibes from this person. I'm not really feeling anything attractive about this person. How could that be a love reading then? That's my question to the spirits. Hello, Haley. If you would like a reading, you'd have to make a donation. Make a donation either through Cash App or buy me a coffee, and I'd be more than happy to go and check things out for you. If you could do Cash App over buy me a coffee, that would be beautiful. And hello, Laura. In fact, since that other reading was just a recap, maybe I'll just do general Cancerian readings right now. Or should I do... look in the description, Haley. Look in the description and the Cash App is there. I'll be more than happy to go and pull for you, and I'll give you a good reading. It's such a beautiful day outside. And where I'm sitting, it's absolutely gorgeous. In other words, I'm feeling really good, even though I'm sick. It's very pretty. Looks like I zoomed it up. I don't know why I get all these creative filters whenever I'm outside. It's like I'm clicking everything. What did I click for the green screen? Oh, we have the green screen on again. Oh no. How do I get rid of the green screen? I'm going to take this into the shade. Let's see. Get rid of green screen. Well, I don't want the short, but I can get rid of it. I want the retouch, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Yes, hello, Haley. Hey, go ahead and make a donation. Oh, I saw it just a moment ago. Maybe if I reset it. Want retouch off. I unpinned somebody's message. I don't know who. Oh, that's what I did. I pinned your message. I'm like, tap, tap, tap blindly. Don't want to unpin. Not that it matters. How do I get rid of the screen? Let's see. That's another short. And there we go. Is that enough? Done. There we go. And I still have this ultra zoomed in. Well, I could see I'm a real person right down to real fingerprints. How can I make this smaller? Hello, Suman. And hello, Laura. So yeah, if anybody wants to do a Cash App, wants to donate, and I'll pull for you, please go ahead. Oh, you said to Cash App. Let me go and look, Laura, Haley. Let's see. Hi, Haley. So I got it. I did get your donation. I can pull a card for you. So what's your question? Go and see the amount you donated. In order for me to do that, I have to put my on pause, which is why it buffers. So what's your question, Haley? I'll pull a card for you. Thank you for the donation. Hi, Jay. You can, but I'd ask for a donation, either through Cash App or buy me a coffee. Depending on what you can give is what I will pull. So, Haley, what does the future of your relationship look like? Not bad, Haley. There's somebody who's going to be coming your way for a commitment. Haley, this person may try to rush things, but this person, at least on the onset, has good intentions. Person is a bit exuberant, Haley. Person may also overlook some details. But I do see someone coming to you for a relationship. You'd like to know more, Haley? You need another donation. And Jay. You're welcome, Haley. So, Jay, for your question, if you'd like to go put a donation, I can find out. Oh, I'm finally in some shade. The sun has shifted. And I can see my screen a bit easier too. I think I'm going to put on my sweater. Oh, I did get another thank you for the donation. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? How's the weather over in England? Are you also experiencing spring? That cold winter weather is gone for you too? Oh, they're doing well. Eating lots of food, complaining quite a bit. Spoiled as anything. Ah, that's great. How long did you fast for, Charlie? And what did you break your fast with? Liquids, fruit? What's your favorite season, Charlie, in the UK? Do you like all the seasons equally? Is there one specific season that if someone was to visit the UK that you would like, that you would recommend? Excuse me. Ah. You know, sardines are so interesting. You could literally eat sardines and peanut butter and get all the protein you need with all the vitamins you need, everything you'd need without eating anything else. Sardines truly are a very unique a thing in that respect. So you treated yourself. For me, my favorite thing to eat right now is hummus. I love hummus and hummus sandwiches. And I like lettuce a lot. I like greens. I like spicy greens. I like crunchy greens. I like watery greens. I like green things. Definitely, Charlie. For you, I'll definitely take a look. That sounds nice. With the Chinese chili oil, is that just soy sauce and like hot peppers, or is that something more in there? Well, definitely, Charlie, make a donation and we could take a look at your question. Tell me what's on your mind. Is it sort of sweet, the chili sauce, or is it just hot? There's I bought a Chinese sauce that I thought was actually, I meant to get a Thai peanut sauce, but instead I got some other kind of sauce. And it's so viscous and sweet. It's spicy, but it's more sweet than spicy. I'm a little disappointed. Thank you, Charlie. I love spicy things. Things can't get spicy enough for me. I had a tolerance a couple years ago of eating everything super, 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 super hot. And now I don't. I still like hot things, but I can't eat it to the... I think I have to build it up again. My tolerance for spicy things. You know, even the superstars of the channel eat hot sauce. It's amazing. I actually carried my snack food of pecans. It's another thing I really love are nuts. I think my favorite thing right now are probably nuts, greens, hummus, chips. I'm craving that salt. And celery. Anyway, it is an absolutely beautiful day. Everything is all nice and green. Okay. So I'll be back in 1 minute, Charlie. 1 minute. All right, Charlie. Picking on Hazel. Let's see. I do know who. I do know who. Okay. Charlie, before I start, just to confirm, you're here, right? Here, and I'll get started. Ah, his eyes are hazel. You're welcome, Charlie. Thank you for the support and the love. Let's go and find out about Hazel. How cute, we even gave him a nickname, right? All right. No, I'm so happy to have you, Charlie, as a friend and a supporter and as a partner of Mystic Moons. Thank you. All right, so what is going on with Hazel's energy? In fact, Charlie, I'm actually feeling called to pull some cards from here. Pull some cards from here. Oh, thank you. All right, so first of all, I would say with Hazel's energy. Hazel is quite the go-getter, very determined, does put a lot of work into everything that he does. Hazel doesn't settle for second best. Hazel, for some reason, has had some setbacks. Now, whether this is setbacks from maybe his relationship with you or maybe just in the general churning of time that's happening right now for Hazel, things are, do I say they're popping up, they're revisiting things that Hazel thought he had already taken care of or addressed. Perhaps they aren't quite addressed. Perhaps things that he thought that he handled in a good way, in a great way, in a suave way, in a capable, competent way. Something about it was not handled competently. Overall, that's the sort of energy that's going on with him. Something is popping up again, and that thing that's popping up for Hazel is proving that he thought he did something or he handled something or he perhaps looked back, or at the time he thought he was very adept, very masterful in something or just at that time, and he's looking back and he's realizing that wasn't quite the case. He could have done things better. And I guess fate, I guess the spirits love Hazel to an extent because Hazel is because the spirits are offering Hazel a second chance. Hazel is aware of what they overlooked or what they misstepped or what they've, something about it they overlooked, they didn't do, Hazel didn't do. And Hazel's getting a chance to redress that. Not even just address it, redress it. Hazel, in short, is being given a blessing. A second chance blessing. So that's the energy that's going on with Hazel right now, but we'll take a little closer look. All right. I just felt called to pull those cards. Now let's go and see Hazel's energy. I have the Tower. I have 5 of Cups. I have Knight of Pentacles. All right, so essentially what is going on with Hazel is Hazel definitely did make some decisions that they thought at the time was, Hazel thought he was right in making those decisions. Hazel's realizing that Hazel's realizing that he operates, or he operated, one or the other, from ultimately his own satisfaction. He thought he was doing right, but now Hazel has been enlightened in, I think, not a really good way. In a way that basically is a failure. You know, there's one thing about the energy. No, he definitely is in the energy that I have here. And of course, Hazel is a Scorpio. He definitely is blessed. He's blessed with karma's giving him a gift. But I feel too that gift is a little harsh. 5 of Cups is also Scorpio energy. That gift that he's getting is a little harsh. You know, whenever you have a failure, the healthy way of acknowledging that failure, dealing with that failure, is allowing the process of sadness and grief, right? You shouldn't try to overstep or bypass that emotion. And I would say that Hazel is having an insight into how he behaved, or how he just simply operated on from a sense of his own satisfaction. But he thought he was operating in a righteous manner, in a correct manner, and now he's realizing that it was fueled by ego, and he wasn't really having clear clarity. The logic wasn't really all connected to his emotions. And he's realizing that he's seeing clearer, he's understanding clearer, he's comprehending, and realizing that he's made, a mistake. And essentially, this is a good mistake, because whatever Hazel has realized or fumbled, whatever loss this is, it's a loss that he can go back and build upon. He can rebuild this. And I would say too, in this energy, Hazel will rebuild this. It's just that he's, it's a little bit of being ashamed, thinking that he was so right, and then understanding that I don't think he was 100% wrong, but I think Hazel has a clearer, wider vision now. And Hazel is able to empathize from another perspective, or another position, or with another person. Now he is. And that's a little sombering for him. That's what's going on with Hazel. In fact, too, let me go and say with Hazel, Hazel's growing. Hazel's growing. I would also say too, in a healthy way. I do think that Hazel's going through a particularly harsh lesson, but I think this grows him, expands him, and really makes him step into the shoes of the leader that he's imagined himself to be, and he knows that he should be. That's what I have for Hazel. Yeah. He right now is just realizing that something that he thought was that he handled in a good way, or it could be a general Pacific incident, or it could just be the way that he went about things in general. And it's almost like humility isn't the right word. Excuse me. Humility isn't the right word, but I think it's empathy. I think Hazel is, and especially too for the water sign that he is as a Scorpio, and just water sign dynamics, right? I think he has, I think his empathy muscle, his empathy skills, I think he's growing that. He's seeing something entirely new from a new perspective that never really concerned him or crossed his mind before. And he's seeing now just how important it is to look at something from another perspective. And ultimately, I'm going to say, with this eye-opening change for Hazel, it's a good thing. He's growing. A little painful, a sharp lesson, but it's nothing that can't be fixed, and it's nothing that can't be, it's going to build him into truly the leader that he's been working himself to be. So Charlie, how was that? And you're probably picking up on his energy, Charlie, besides all the other connections that you have with him. Since his growth and his empathetic understanding, I would say, of course, you would feel that. Yeah. Well, that's what's going on with him. And he's being given ultimately a blessing. Ultimately, we could say the spirits love him. The spirits love his energy. Even though he's going through a harsh time, he's going through a gift to be truly what he wants to be. Hello, Roll. I'm not quite sure how to say your name. Rules. That's what I have for Hazel on such a pretty day. Hello, Alex. Where are you located, Alex? I'm in the Northeast in the U.S., enjoying a beautiful day. Very, very beautiful. You know, it's interesting, Charlie, in that energy for Hazel. It's almost like before Hazel had a little bit of a boisterous attitude towards him. And now it's almost like he's fitting a little bit into that traditional, well, some of the traditional stereotypes of Scorpio energy. It's going to make him more cautious. That's what this will do too. It'll temper his boisterousness and it'll make him more cautious. Yes. I could definitely see that. Ah, well, tell me your other question. Tell me another question, Charlie, and we'll find out. It's a beautiful day to go and start questions. First of the month, perfect time to dive into things. Okay, will do. Let me know once you're ready, once you're done. I am going to eat a few more pecans in the meantime. Take your time, Charlie. Yes, it does appear that way. Well, there's lots of Scorpio energy, right? 5 of Cups, Tower. You know, I'm seeing funny Alex. Well, Hazel is a Scorpio. And there definitely are collective trends. Excuse me. For each zodiac sign. You know, it depends, right? Like the single Scorpios or the single people of a sign will be going through a certain sort of trend. People who are married, they'll go through a separate type of trend. But they're all trends. There's certain demographics. Cut up what they're going through differently within a collective shift. I'm addicted to these pecans. They're so sweet. I'm going to be very sad when my bag gets empty. Okay. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay. Well, when you want to do private readings, Charlie, let me know. I can definitely set up a private live for you. Okay, let's go and see. 2018, you had a future partner. Reading is at Hazel. Ten of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Seven of Swords and Justice. Charlie, I'm going to go and clarify this. I did receive it. Thank you very much. I definitely did receive it. So, Seven of Swords for you, Charlie. And I did receive it. Thank you. I have Justice. Five of Cups. Seven of Swords here. I'm going to clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Seven of Swords tells me that he could feel like, Charlie, you're out of his league. Yeah, I received the money. Thank you. With Seven of Swords, he could feel like you're out of his league. Maybe you are. But I will say that he is very intrigued at the prospect of establishing something official with you. I want to clarify this Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Excuse me. Charlie, with that future partner reading that you had in 2018, I wonder how specific was that person who gave you that reading? Because, Charlie, what I'm getting is that you kind of have choices. There's a couple people who can fit that bill, Charlie. You have options, Charlie. Number one. Number two, I'm going to say he is definitely someone. I read my Knight of Cups, by the way, as Scorpio energies. Just saying that, and of course, Ace of Cups is Cancer. 10 of Pentacles clarified by Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, 8 of Swords. I'm going to say unexpected. He is unexpected to you, unanticipated by you, uncounted on by you, but nevertheless, you have found him. I feel like that energy of your future partner is not specifically just one person, but I think they're energies that people could go and adopt. Like if you're being told that you're going to meet somebody who's wearing a red sweatshirt, and maybe somebody's wearing a red sweatshirt that's kind of orangey, and somebody's wearing a red sweatshirt that's kind of, dark brick red, brownish, and somebody's bright red. I think, in other words, too, like as they're making that choice to wear, in the example of a red sweatshirt, it's like when they feel the need to be red, they put on red. And Charlie, I think with your energy, when people meet you, or some people meet you, some people that you have yet to meet, I do think that there are other people you have yet to meet. I think those people, and this Hazel is one of them, who sort of don on the red sweatshirt to go and vibe with your energy, right? Like you inspire them to raise up the bar, raise up the attraction, raise up the interaction, raise up the connection to be together. So in short, I'm going to say yes. I'm also going to say he's not the only one who could be your partner. Because I do think, Charlie, you have choices. And Charlie, I do think that there are people who come and meet you, and those people go and I say yes, but I also say he's not the only one. I say that he took a long time to come here. I would say that at the time you had no idea that he existed, or that what the relationship would be there. It was a surprise that came up. Took a long time to come up there. And I will say that he is almost like hamster energy. He's almost running around in hamster energy, Charlie. He is super excited about the prospect of you and impressing you. He has a lot of insecurities about, can he properly rise to the plate, but he's definitely going to try. He's not really going to necessarily reveal his fears. Instead, he's going to go and take action. So That's what I think is interesting here. It was him. It was him. But Charlie, I also think that in terms of your partner, because I was also seeing, your future partner energy came in here. You have choices, and this guy, Hazel, is one of them. Hazel's energy, or Hazel, to meet Hazel, to get to this point, took a long time in preparing, too, with that 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords energy. You can, Alex, but you'd have to donate. You'd have to donate through either Cash App or Buy Me a Coffee in the description. And then I'll be more than happy to pull for you. What I sense from him as well, Charlie, I'm going to say, was this the person that came from your 2018 reading? Is that just like, let's go back to the idea of saying that you're going to meet somebody who's wearing red. And somebody there's a orangey red sweatshirt, there's a bright red sweatshirt, and then there's like a brick red, brownish red, mahogany type of sweatshirt, right? I feel like also too with Hazel's energy and that reading is that it's taken a long time for almost all the connections to come into play. And I also think there's a little bit more time yet for him to truly be able to open up 10 of Pentacles energy with you, family energy with you, or marriage, life, etc., communication or energy with you. And the reason why I say that is because 7 of Swords, Justice, and 5 of Cups. Well, we already know that Hazel is undergoing growth, but that also tells me that Hazel has some, like, he has not quite ego work to do, but like self-esteem work to do. Like, he has to have a greater confidence in himself, or to go and grow, understand, nurture confidence from other aspects of himself. Oh, who does, Charlie? I don't think there's any need to go through different relationships. And when I was saying like the red shirt, the brown shirt, or the mahogany shirt, the orangey red shirt, I don't mean different people. I just mean like different stages of energy. Like, you could think of the orangey red energy as being very new and crisp, fresh, but not fully ripe. And you could think of the mahogany energy as being, towards the red scale, as being like growth. Like, one is too like underripe, and the other one hasn't yet even begun to fruit. And I just think that in Hazel's energy is close to red, but Hazel still has some energy going. What do you mean? Hello, Alex. Okay, so I can pull for a question. And Alex, let me go and see what you have. 1 minute. I'll be back in just a second. So, Charlie, do you have one more question on there before I move on to Alex? Tell me what you mean by pulso and the placements. Do you understand the analogy that I was making about, for instance, being in red energy and using the example of the sweatshirts, like the yeah, I'm not getting quite, he's spot on. With the Ten of Pentacles, I would say yes, but I also think right now it's like he's in his, or maybe another way of saying it, in the energy that I feel about him. I feel like he's in the stage, not of, the butterfly has the egg, the worm, and then they have that chrysalis or however you say that word, and then they emerge. And I feel like right now, according to that reader's energy, he's in his cocoon. Not that he's closed off, but he's not quite at the butterfly stage there. Or maybe he's nibbling on the leaves, about to become the butterfly. I remember you gave me a question a couple months ago asking if you'd meet him. And if you want to meet him, you can. And if he was a soulmate, I saw that he also was a soulmate. Yeah, and that's the whole thing that I would just say with him, with Hazel. Hazel is formulating like hot iron poured into a mold. Hazel's no longer hot metal that is liquid, smooth, liquid, fast, liquid, fluid. Hazel is like, well, Hazel is becoming moldable and malleable, but Hazel is still not quite solid. Yes, that's exactly it, Charlie. That is exactly it. But I see that he is going through a lot of growth, important growth, healthy growth, serious growth. Like his humanity is growing. And I think that's why, Charlie, both of you are resonating to each other. I also think that's why you yourself are so in tune to him. Because as I said, Charlie, you yourself are like a catalyst. And when the right flame or the right spark comes into your energy, Charlie, it turns into a flame. He is. He is. So, Charlie, how is that? Is that good for your question? I think he has very, very powerful energy, and he's undergoing some really big changes. He's ready to make some big moves. He's about to make big moves, and he needs to get, it's like his outside persona is very strong, and he's working, doing internal work to make sure that his inside is as strong as his outside projects himself to be. It's that kind of energy. So for Alex, you lost communication with the girl, Montserrat. You want to see if this girl will come back. I could take a peek. After a period of time, she'll come back. I think she'll be more amendable. However, Alex, if you reach out to her first. If you reach out to her first, Alex, she'll be amendable to you. That's what I see there. Will she reach out first? I don't think she'll reach out first. If she does reach out first, Alex, I wouldn't exactly trust it, because there's some hurt there that she needs to go and have some kind words gone to address that. And if she doesn't get those kind words, but if she initiates, will that hurt still raw? I wonder how authentic that would be. I got double confirmation it's him. What kind of dreams have you had, Charlie? And Alex, so cute with a little kitty cat in the box. Let me know if you have another question, Alex. And Charlie, are you going to go and meet Hazel this year? Everything is so crazy, politically speaking. Wouldn't hurt to go and start locking down your person. Alex, you asked, is she going to go and reach out to you, right? Is she going to reach out to you? What I see is that she would be amendable if you reach out to her. You would need to reach out to her. Also, just curious, do either of you have, with that Page of Cups, Two of Cups energy, strong water? Two of Swords and star energy also in there. She would need you to reach out first. Rebuilding is possible if you reach out to her. You definitely can put another donation in, Alex, and just put in double though. There's not much I could get with those cards, but you can. Well, you definitely should meet him sooner than later. And the fact, Charlie, that this year, 2025, is one of those, well, for Cancerian energy, it's a really big year. We just ended that 16-year, 1 second, meeting because we just wrapped up the 16-year karmic cycle with Pluto. 2025 is a year of transformation for Cancer. I've been getting strong messages for Cancer that's overall in this year, if you wanted to go and form those love connections like partner, serious life partner energy connections can be made this year. Ah. Yeah, you'd have to make the first overture, Alex. I think you'd have to make the first overture again. I think ultimately, too, Alex, there are misunderstandings there with the Two of Swords and the Star. And if you reach out to her, I know there's just good energy around there from the couple cards I pulled. If anyone else has any other questions, feel free. But Charlie, you definitely should go and meet him sooner this year. Or have him come to England. I think it's hard for guys to be serious when like, for instance, the economy is what it is. They start thinking about how are they going to go provide, or can they provide. They don't even have a stable job or an income that can go and provide for themselves, another, and resulting children and things of that nature. And the fact that, at least over here, they encourage everyone to do this escapism through drugs, TV, computer games, alcohol, etc., because they don't want people to go and form those deep relationships in the first place. It's like our very infrastructure of Western society isn't set up for deep relationships and for people to actually care and open themselves up emotionally. Right? I know exactly what you mean, Charlie. I can definitely take a look for you, Charlie. Make another donation and we'll take a look and see. Check out warnings. Sounds good. I'm just enjoying weekends. Okay, I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, warnings about your ex. Take a look. Warnings for Charlie. Excuse me. About your ex. Well, first of all, I'm going to say that you guys, from what I remember, you were together for a very long time. And his identity, Charlie, his identity was closely linked to your presence, whether or not he realized it while he was with you or he realized it when he was separated from you. Perhaps now, Charlie, that there's been distance between you, everything that he's been doing it feels like it has the shadow or the ghost of you. Like other people are there asking about you, talking about you, mentioning you. There's you in his energy from other people, and he's not able to go and control that narrative. So he has to still, even though your absence is there, your presence haunts him, especially in how he is perceived or when he interacts with others. I feel that is a really big thing with him right now. And maybe too, Charlie, because people know your ex, they know how to go and push his buttons. Maybe they're purposely there bringing you up as well to him. Maybe he's bringing you up in spite of it, still keeping your presence as a placeholder, even though you're no longer there. You are the subject of, you are a subject around him. Yeah. You are a subject around him. One that also, too, he's unwilling to let go. So you're probably feeling his energy, first of all, because he is haunted by you. He is unwilling to let your energy go, and he is keeping you alive by doing the only thing he can do. And let's talk about you in his circles. I do think he's also stalking you to some yes, I do think he's watching you to a very regular extent. So he's hot on your trail. He's up in your business as much as he can be up in your business. He is, and he is talking nonstop about you and what you're doing. And I feel like also too the people around him are feeding into that. It's his whole sort of self-destructive, oberous type of energy, and that's first of all the basis of your ex. So I wouldn't call that so much a warning, but it's a situation, right? That's what's happening. Not so much a warning, but know that whatever you're doing, whatever you're posting, if you have any mutual friends, if there's anywhere where he can get news about you or find out about you, yeah, your ex is on it. So know that quite clearly. Well, he is gossiping up a storm. He's not about to stop. It's a subject like the way some people could talk about the weather and go, oh, wow, isn't this weather just really, really nice? One of his subjects of conversation is going to be you. He still is trying to also keep that bond connection with you. So think about it too. If there's any mutual friends that you still have, or if there's any family members of his that either you keep in touch with or maybe they keep in touch with you, all those people essentially are feeding the grapevine of gossip for him. He's mining those people like a like a computer. They're mining Bitcoin. Okay, that's what he's doing. All right. We'll find out a little bit more information, Charlie. I have this duo again. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. You know, in fact, Charlie, I'm going to go, just because I already had that combination, I'm going to pull that one more time. I'm going to go and shuffle this one more time. There's really no warning per se. Just know that he is going to talk about you. He is going to follow you. You are already quite a topic of conversation. That's not going to go away anytime at all. Also, too, Charlie, a couple things. Know that the more that you succeed, the more that you go down your own path, that path takes you further away from him. The more in this energy, at least for right now, Charlie, he's going to be paying attention to you. That's good. Yes, we were. I don't really think you have anything to worry about per se right now. It's just all words from him right now. But the more that you progress, the more that you go on your life path, the more he is going to be consumed with realizing just how much you'll never get back together again. You'll turn your back further and further away from him. You'll be out of his reach completely. I'd also say, too, Ace of Swords in the Tower. Well, he's watching as well for a sign that you've moved on with someone else. When he finally does go and get that, not that it's like, anything for you to broadcast to the world or not, none of his business, none of anyone's business. But he's already reeling from that anticipation. I see no warning to give you about your ex. Just know that your ex is there watching you. No, that's good. That's very good. You just know that he's watching you. And that among his own circle, he is saying whatever crap comes into his head. It's all stemming from a broken ego. And the fact, again, this is the main thing about your ex. His identity of who he sees himself has been formed because you were with him, Charlie. And now, Charlie, you're not by his side, and yet he realizes that who he saw himself as, his self-perception, was based precisely because you were by his side. Now he has to redefine himself without you, separate from you. You're off doing your own thing, and he cannot move on. He's watching you intensely, talking about you intensely, jealous of you intensely, in turmoil about you intensely, worried and paranoid that you're going to move on to another person, which he expects intensely, seeing you move on intensely. All these things are just eating him up inside. But what else can he do? He had his time to do good, right, Charlie? He had his time to act a certain way. He chose to continue in that, and he is, as I said, no warnings. Just know that he's watching you like a bunch of sour grapes. You know what I'd say too, Charlie, in the energy that I have from him? It's like he cannot truly believe that you chose to move on from him independently on your own on your own. It's like he's watching to go and see some reason, and perhaps the energy of a man. But he still can't get it through his head that it was your choice. Your choice. Nothing to do about someone else and external circumstances. It was your choice. And I could see why he is shocked, because he's looking for, surely there must be a reason. He's looking for a reason other than it being just simply your choice. But I definitely don't see any warnings or anything of that nature. He's just being a busybody with a poisoned tongue. And that's what I see from him. And yes, Charlie, you are moving on. You already have moved on. Yeah, I could see that. He has not moved on. He's not about to move on. He is pouting a whole lot, and he also still really can't believe that it was your own choice to move on, your own independent choice, your own decision. It's like even in the breakup, he can't take responsibility that it was because of his actions why things had led to what it is. I guess that's it too. He's not even taking responsibility for that. That you could look objectively and realize, see things as they are, and see how he is as he is, truly is. And go, that's it. That's all he can do, though. We all know those types, Charlie, and unfortunately, those types are not rare. And ultimately, too, Charlie, when people start blaming and casting fingers and things of that nature, what they're really doing is just highlighting their own behavior. And also, too, Charlie, to the people that he's talking to, everybody knows it. Because ultimately, Charlie, he's the one talking about you. He's the one following up on you. And what are you doing, Charlie? You're out there doing your own thing. Right? One person is there all tied up and bunchy, and the other person's just living life. He is, and it's super clear. It's super clear what he's doing. It's super clear why he's doing it. And to the people that's doing it, that's that are talking, engaging in those conversations, they're just humoring him. Well, Charlie, I do think like hurt, sadness, they are, I think, necessary emotions to accept and to digest. Because when something fails, regardless of the reasons of how or why it failed, it still is sad. Right? Just like we honor successes, we also need to acknowledge sadnesses and failures. And the hurt, I think acknowledging the hurt, feeling the hurt is healthy. especially when you have, you're allowing yourself to feel and to grieve and to grow. We all don't have to be Pollyanna like 24/7. It's not necessary to be a Pollyanna 24/7. Just like the sun has its time that it's out in the day and goes away at night. As humans, as living beings, we have the right as well to shine and then go into shadow as well and come back and shine again. Nothing wrong with acknowledging the hurt. Making sure you don't repeat the hurt. And also, too, you're free, Charlie. Right now, you're free. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Maybe you're studying the wrong things, Leo. That's a possibility, too. Maybe you're forcing yourself to go and study something to apply to something that you're not ready yet as well. If it comes to studying, there's no specific age in which you need to go and complete this test or that subject. You could do it at any age. Some people do better going back to school when they're older. Some people do well when they're younger. It's all relative. Be back in 1 minute. So I am back, but my chat all went away. There we go, it's back. Came back. That was a call that I had to go and get. Yeah, it's funny how certain people are just afraid of the dynamics changing. And that's all essentially that is a fear of the dynamics changing. It's getting a little chilly in here, so I'm going to pack up. I'm going to start another live in a little bit. If you'd like to continue the conversation, come and hop on to the other live. I'm going to go inside because the temperature is dropping a little bit. And since I caught a cold, Actually, I'll just keep it up. I'll be back in a sec. As I move aside, I went on that green screen again. Hi, Raymond. Yes, you can donate. I don't know what I'm pressing to get the green screen. It's the most annoying thing. And Jay, yes, you can ask a question, but you need to donate. Donate, and I could take a look. Look at these pretty flowers. Aren't they pretty? These little irises. They're lovely. A whole cluster of them. Very delicate. Anyway, let me go and check one more time. I didn't leave anything behind. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so yeah, if you want to donate, okay, just send give me. I'm gonna go back because it's chilly. Thank you. I'm gonna go outside where it's warm. I feel like turning up the heat. Hello. Hello. All right. Okay, Raymond, one moment. I just got inside. Oh, it's cold outside. And let me just go and set up my table real quick, Raymond. Be just a minute. Or the TV.
Maybe you got something in there you don't want me to see.
We don't need Turner Classic Movie on. Turn my table. Let me go and recharge it. There. And I'll be back in one moment. Let's see, is this super? I think I've zoomed in again. Let's, that is a little big, but I think it's okay. I don't know what I also do to go and make it ultra zoomy. Oh, did I fix it? Okay. So, I'll be back in 1 minute, Raymond. Okay. Raymond, are you here? Let me know if you're here, and I'll pull for your question. Just tell me if you're here or not, Raymond, and then we'll get started. Okay. Will your fiance call or text tonight? King of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. I don't think she will call or text tonight. But she's thinking about you. She's thinking about you quite intensely. Quite intensely. You're on her mind. Get more that she's thinking about you, more that she's up in her feelings about you than reaching out and communicating that. Let me know if you have another question, Raymond. If anybody else has any other questions, let me know. I am here. And I am taking questions. If you have something that's just on your mind, you want to go and find out about it, we could take a little peek in if you want a more formal reading and you really want to go and see the truth of a situation and how it's going to play out. We can also dive into that as well. You know, energy doesn't lie. Energy changes, but energy never lies. Can't lie about energy. I'm going to grab something to drink. If anybody wants any more readings in the meantime, let me know. I may go back and, even though I have a sore throat, I'm a little bit in a chatty mood. And I actually feel rather nice now that I have the AC. It's not the all cold. It's funny, in the front of the building, which of course when there's like all these kids playing. Some of the parents are out. There's snacks out. I think that's cute. So I have been undergoing experimentations. And part of my experimentations, and my idea was, if you put applesauce in water, what would happen to it? I mean, if you have protein powder, and if you put protein powder into a drink, then you get a shake, right? Well, why wouldn't the same dynamics apply to applesauce? And theoretically, if you think about it, wouldn't that apply to jelly too? I have 2 jars of jelly. If I put that in water, doesn't that mean that it would turn out to be like some grape flavored drink? It's like gagging in the background. But seriously, I mean, hear me out on this. Just like there was something else that I experimented with, but I found out it was a bad experiment. As I said, I don't feel that well. But the other idea that I had, well, you know, I have ideas with food and I try them out. And one of them was a kale sandwich. Someone gave me a whole bunch of kale and they asked, do you want this? And I said, well, it's organic kale. Why wouldn't I take it? Well, I kind of know now why I would not take kale. I think kale sounds a lot better in ideation than it is in actual practicality. But you know, it's very enthusiastic. I like lettuce and spinach and things like that in my sandwich. So I made a kale sandwich, and that I could say was pretty apples. That was pretty gross. So I definitely don't recommend anybody trying out kale sandwiches. Allow me, in my frontier work, my bold investigations, culinary investigations of where people perhaps should not go, a kale sandwich is one of those things that people should not perhaps go to. Sadly, there's no benefit at all to a kale sandwich. I'm sure something enjoys kale, though. Unfortunately, it's not me. But being the trooper that I am and the fact it was organic kale, I actually did eat that kale sandwich all the way through. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. I think it's important that when you explore things, you stick to it. Even if it's not what you had planned or what you imagined, you still go and taste it. Finish it, especially if it's healthy for you. Now, I can say applesauce and water is entirely different beast than a kale sandwich. But if you're ever curious, if anybody ever offers you kale and a kale sandwich, you can just say no. Because I certainly tried to make that kale sandwich palatable. And even in the greatest imagination that I have, and I think I do have a very vivid and wide and vast imagination, I still couldn't go and tell myself the kale sandwich was tasty. But I do feel very much now like a culinary explorer. I went to the hinterlands of kaleness. And I found it less than appetizing. On the bright side, I also got a bag of organic pea shoots. And those are really tasty. I don't know if they're washed or not, but I was so worried about the kale afterwards that I ate them, even though I'd used them before, but not in the past 2 years. I was wondering maybe my memory of pea shoots got distorted somehow like kale. No, but I can tell you pea shoots, I ate them. They're actually still good. We can all safely eat pea shoots. You can even safely add pea shoots to your sandwich and know it's not going to be like you are there gnawing on tree bark. Or feeling like some crispy thing that should be protecting the exterior of cars or something. Well, I think I'm going to go and end this reading here. Maybe I'll leave this up for a little bit longer, and then since I have no idea what happened to the Cancer reading, somehow the Cancer reading just went poof. It was a pretty day, and Cancer love just, well, we got Cancer love, right? Lots of visits from Cancerians. A different type of Cancer love. My cat's all ready to drink from the cup. She's now saying, this cup is what we drink out of together. I had to put some water in there for her, so 1 minute. I must cater to my cat. Okay. I guess I'm going to end this stream for now. And I'll be back with the Cancer reading again, since we haven't really gotten to Cancer. And I'm curious about Cancer energy. Shirley, you're curious about Cancer energy too. Oh, I'm still cold. I think I have to turn up the heat. I got the wrong bread the other day, speaking of food. And I didn't know what to do with it. I thought it seemed kind of weird to offer it to a neighbor. So I opened up the door, the window, and I put it all outside. And by the time I woke up, only one slice of bread was left. Something enjoyed it quite a bit. Anyway, I am going to leave this for now. I'll be back in a little bit. Until then, bye-bye.